In 2023, the Lexington Attack's been stuck at the starting gate while Northern Colorado's been off to the races. Can the Hailstorm be slow to Lexington? Will try to end USL League One's longest winning streak in a bluegrass battle. It's Lexington Sporting Club hosting Northern Colorado Hailstorm tonight, week 12 of the 2023 campaign. Ken Levica with you here in Georgetown, Kentucky, Toyota Stadium on this Saturday evening. Here is the USL League One table tie at the top. NCFC, Charlotte Independent, and the two teams tonight. Northern Colorado Hailstorm, 3-match winning streak. The only team in USL League One currently to enjoy that. They sit fourth, only 7 games in hand. Lexington Sporting Club, meanwhile, only 8 goals on the season. They sit 10th in the USL League One table. Looking to get that offense going, and they have a tough task tonight against the hottest team in USL League One. Let's take a glance at who to watch for tonight. Nico Brown. When the Attack has been able to find some consistency for Lexington, it's been this man who's been able to get the job done. He's tied for first on the team. Him and Don Smart, 2 tallies on the season. Nico Brown with the goal in the 1-1 draw last Saturday at Knoxville. A picture-perfect feed from Tate Robertson. Brown knew what to do with it, and he is the trigger point for this Lexington Sporting Club Attack under head coach Sam Stockley. What about Northern Colorado? You can focus on a number of players, but the one who shines brightest in USL League One is the leader in the Golden Boot race, Trevor Amon. 7 goals on the season. He has the only hat trick in Northern Colorado Hailstorm history. 3 of the last 4 matches for Trevor Amon have featured a brace, including last week in the blowout victory over Fuego 4-1 at home. Amon is in incredible form right now for Northern Colorado. Can Lexington find a way to slow down Amon and Northern Colorado? We'll find out mere moments from now. USL League One, 6 matches on tap on this Saturday. One of them, Lexington Sporting Club. Northern Colorado Hailstorm will bring you to action after this USL League One on ESPN+.
Lexington is the Kentuckiest place in the world. Just look at it. It's by far the bluegrassiest, the bourbonist. See? The artsiest, and hands down, the horsiest. Oh, look, that one has a baby. I don't know why you would look anywhere else. Looking for the coolest, most Kentuckiest getaway? Look at Lexington.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up
Keep the rhythm going.
or get up.
Perfect.
Who's not a runner now?
You don't have to be an elite athlete to be treated like one. UK Healthcare, Orthopedic Surgery, and Sports Medicine. The power of advanced medicine.
We are preparing for Lexington Sporting Club, Northern Colorado Hailstorm, brought to you by UK Healthcare on a steamy Saturday night in the Bluegrass State. Back to Toyota Stadium, Georgetown, Kentucky, the campus of Georgetown College, and both of these sides are headed to the procession and get themselves set for action here tonight. Northern Colorado been in great form. Lexington still trying to figure it out. And how do the 11 shake up? Let's take a look here. And we will start with Sam Stockley's Lexington side. Only one change from the 11 that took to the pitch in the 1-1 draw last weekend against Knoxville. Will Bainham at the top of the 4-4-2. Other than that, the stout back line, Green, Robertson, Fox, Murillo. That is intact. And Amal Knight, who was the recipient of the Week 11 Save of the Week, in goal for Lexington. Now for Northern Colorado, yes, another away game for Hailstorm. That's all they know at this point in their over a year of existence. Eamon Jayed putting out this 11, a 3-5-2. He's got Rogers, Cornwell, and Rendon. And that three-man back line. There's Ammon and Lukic, a very potent attack for a Northern Colorado side that has had no problem finding the back of the net, and a very convincing 4-1 triumph last Saturday at home against Central Valley Fuego. So fans continuing to fill in here just outside of Lexington. The high today was 92 degrees. Now it is not 92 here as we have hit the evening hours, but we are still well into the 80s. Plenty of humidity, as you'd expect on a typical Kentucky, not quite summer night, but once you get into June, it's all relative at that point. Lexington, Northern Colorado, they have never faced one another. This is the first meeting between these two teams. Lexington, this its debut season in its existence, and it starts in USL League One. Northern Colorado, they were birthed a season ago, wasted no time with a magical run through the U.S. Open Cup. Won another game in the U.S. Open Cup this season against their first victim from a year ago, Colorado Springs, out of the USL Championship. Our referee tonight is Donovan Eubank, and there you see him in the middle of the pitch. Northern Colorado, the only team in USL League One to be on a 3-game winning streak. And only 7 matches played, far and away the least number of matches of any team in USL League One here in 2023. But because of the fact that they are just non-stop goal scorers, only 7 matches, 14 points in the table, good for 4th. These two teams await the whistle of Donovan Eubank. The bottom left of your screen. We are underway. It is football in Lexington, Week 12, USL League One. Only the second time in the history of USL League One. 6 matches in one single evening. So strap it down. We got plenty for you here on this Saturday night. I'm Ken LaVicka, Georgetown, Kentucky. Toyota Stadium, the for now temporary home of Lexington Sporting Club in its debut season. Lexington, the hosts, come in 2 victories, 5 defeats, 2 draws, sit 10th of the 12 teams in the USL League One table, 8 points overall. Northern Colorado, we have talked already at length about how red hot they are. 4 victories, only 1 defeat, 2 draws, 14 points in the table, sit 4th, top 4 for Northern Colorado. Both teams off of uplifting performances. Lexington scored first, was able to earn a road point at Knoxville last Saturday. A 1-1 draw. Nico Brown, a 43rd minute goal. And Northern Colorado in their debut at their brand new facility, Future Legends Complex, they had no problems dispatching of struggling Central Valley Fuego 4-1. Lexington has had no shortage of chances here in 2023, but the main headline for Sam Stockley's side, finishing those chances. Only 8 goals on the campaign. And they have really struggled in the attacking third. And if you talk to Coach Stockley, as we did this week, it's actually not the build-up into the attacking third. It's that one last touch, that one last effort at goal. It's not the entirety of the attacking third that is problematic for Lexington, but when it's time to make that ultimate decision, that's where Lexington has been unable for the most part to execute here this season. But it is only the first match of June for both sides. Still plenty of USL League One season to come. Here's a long ball forward. This is going to trickle out of play. And an athletic leap over the signage by Tate Robertson. And he'll jog back into play after showing off his leaping ability. Tate Robertson tied for second in USL League One. 3 assists, and he has 17 chances created. You're going to hear that word a lot, chances, tonight in relation to Lexington, because while the goal scoring hasn't been there, it has not been all bad. This will be played on to Amal Knight. He'll backtrack and try and build Lexington out of the back. And a whistle and a foul. Northern Colorado delivering our first whistle of the match. But Robertson has certainly been a revelation. A native of Springfield, Ohio, went to Bowling Green. Prior to being signed by Sam Stockley here at Lexington, Robertson played in NISA Chattanooga FC. And he is one of the most impressive crossers in all of USL League One. An opportunity, and there's Northern Colorado. All they do is score goals. Billy King able to outrun the Lexington back line. He was all by himself, completely unmarked. And he's able to finesse it past Knight. 1-0 to the visitors, just 5 minutes in. Now, problems in the back from Lexington. And Northern Colorado, they are just on a tear. They do not miss. And they do not waste chances. And they're already up 1-0. I mean, Northern Colorado right now is just running roughshod over opponents. And so Lexington, a team that struggles to score goals, already on the back foot here. But they'll earn themselves a corner right after conceding. Northern Colorado entered tonight +8, best goal differential in USL League One. That only improves. That is the 12th goal for Northern Colorado in just over 4 matches. I mean, just a prolific attacking effort right now for Ayman Zayed's side. Robertson delivers out, swinging corner, headed on! Oh, and it found a foot in the 6-yard box. It was not a good foot, though. And it'll trickle out of play on the near side. But a phenomenal chance. There's that word again for Lexington, trying to draw things level. Atestiu found himself unmarked off of a header, but couldn't direct it towards goal. Well, already you've got to be pleased with the response from Lexington on a goal that's seemingly built out of nowhere for Northern Colorado. Lexington, instead of meekly slumping its shoulders and meandering in shock on the pitch, they have ratcheted up the intensity and are trying to make Northern Colorado think about it. And a foul against Lexington. Jalen James make that Nico Brown. Got a bit too physical on that far side. Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL League One and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. A 5th-minute goal for Billy King, the Scotsman, as Northern Colorado on top 1-0. And here comes Billy King up the near touchline. Chips it into the area right on to Knight. He's able to collect it into his chest before Ammon got to him. Amal Knight, week 11 save of the week. He denied one Knoxville's Callum Johnson with a ranging, sprawling, diving save to his right in a 1-1 draw. And he got the fan vote for save of the week. Rewarded was Amal Knight. Knight played in Jamaica previously for Harborview FC. This a role reversal for Lexington from a week ago. It was a 43rd minute goal for Nico Brown that gave Lexington a rare lead. Could not hang on though, as one Knoxville's Jake Keegan, a team that has trouble scoring just like Lexington, was able to equalize in the 66th minute. But it's Lexington playing from behind here very, very early. And that was ugly. Gift wrapping a possession and a throw in here to Northern Colorado. The less Northern Colorado can have the ball, the better for the opponent. Rendon dispossessed. Well done by Lexington. And then a foul to tack on from a frustrated Bruno Rendon. Rendon came off of the bench in the 4-1 victory over Central Valley Fuego 7 days ago. One of two changes for Eamon Zayed compared to what was on the pitch at the start of that match. Rob Cornwall as well featured as a substitute. He's in the 11 here tonight. Into the middle. Potentially something brewing here for Lexington! Oh, the save! Lalo Delgado ranging to the post to keep it 1-0. Diouf put a lot behind it, but Delgado was able to track it. That was poor defending from Northern Colorado, leaving Diouf a massive pocket right at the top of the box. But Delgado equal to the task with his 37th save of the season. It's a corner, it's headed out of the 6-yard box. Lexington will play it out of the midfield. And back on to Delgado. Well, a glorious chance for Lexington. They've had two really good chances since the Northern Colorado goal from Billy King. They put that one on target. And an early Week 12 Save of the Week nominee, courtesy of Lalo Delgado. And we're going to have a yellow shown, I believe. Or at least a warning. As a Lexington player just flung the ball to the heavens. It did find Bruno Rendon rather impressively, but the referee did not like the showmanship there. No yellow shown, just a warning. Frustrations already for Lexington. Here comes Northern Colorado. Room to work. That was well played. Dietrich was lurking, trying to make a run. And then a physical, rather clumsy foul. Lucky Oprah made contact with Nico Brown, and Nico Brown is in a bit of pain. That actually wasn't Oprah, that was clattering challenge there from Bruno Rendon. And Stefan Lukic was in the vicinity as well. Now Northern Colorado has the goal. Lexington's had the more numerous chances. And they've been on the ball significantly more than Northern Colorado, which is wild considering Lexington never possesses the ball, and they already have a third corner on the evening. Nico Brown earns that. Lexington only 47.3% possession. That's their average on the season. That is 11th out of 12 teams in USL League One. But they have been vastly in control on the ball here, heading into the 14th minute. A lot of life out of this Lexington attack as they chase a 1-0 deficit. Tate Robertson handles the corner duties once again. Outswinger. Punched high up into the air. Oh, there was a push in the back. The referee says play on. And Northern Colorado, can they hit on the counter? Good ball forward. Man, did they get it out quick. King plays it forward on to Ammon. Lexington tracked it well. And able to finish the job was Kalen Fox onto his keeper. But there you got a glimpse of just how quickly, how swiftly Northern Colorado can turn things around and get it back up the pitch. Cornwall pursues, gives it up. Battle in the corner, and there is corner number 4 for Lexington Sporting Club. Despite the scoreline, this truly is perhaps the most impressive opening 15 minutes of any match this season for the Lexington Sporting Club attack.
Lexington Sporting Club corner, number 2, Tate Robertson.
There is Tate Robertson once again, making his way to the corner flag. Brought to you by UK Healthcare. Billy King, the lone tally for Northern Colorado. Robertson delivers once again, headed away once again. And the chase is on. Green lays it on to Dlamini. Now back to Green. Strong tackle. This is a stout defense for Northern Colorado. Arthur Rogers did well. But then, much to his frustration, you saw his body language. Northern Colorado hands it right back to Lexington. Now, Lexington came in -5, third worst goal differential in USL League One. That's now -6. And here's them all night. Launches it into this humid Saturday evening. Twilight beginning to descend here in the Bluegrass State. Here's a turnover and another Lexington opportunity. Room to navigate. Diouf gives it up to Jalen James. James to the middle. One touch, heavy touch, contact, no whistle, cleared away. And the referee blows his whistle. And that's the captain, Charlie Machel. And we're going to take a look here at how we got to 1-0. Everybody bunched up on the far side. And look at Billy King all by his lonesome. That ball would end up on his right foot and into the back of the net. Him all night, isolated, didn't stand a chance. as he had it chipped up and over him. A classy finish for a classy side in Northern Colorado. They have been arguably the most aesthetically pleasing watch in USL League One this season. Now Lexington in the passing lanes well. Dietrich tried to play it forward, and that was handled nicely by Lexington. Northern Colorado just sends all sorts of numbers forward, and another clunky foul for Bruno Rendon, and if he's not careful, he's going to be shown a card. That is the second very clumsy challenge from the young Cuban. The former Syracuse Pulse man out of Nice. There's Bruno Rendon. Nico Brown. Him and Don Smart lead this squad in goals with 2. Brown, per usual, featuring as a substitute tonight for Sam Stockley. Smart tallied the first goal in Lexington Sporting Club history. Look out. Ammon, does he have an 8th goal on tap? Ammon, Golden Boot leader. Ammon, oh, he put it off the post. Second time in as many weeks he's found the woodwork. Knight was beaten. It was a difficult angle. Ammon, though, typically finishes opportunities like that. But Ammon cut off the angle extremely well. And it remains 1-0. Ammon in the opening minutes in the victory over Fuego last Saturday put one off the exact same post. That far post. And the worst sort of deja vu for Ammon. Now he did recover to score very shortly after in that match. Will that be the same story tonight? But that was the best opportunity since the goal in the 5th minute from Billy King for Northern Colorado, and a complete Lexington defensive breakdown, and they survived to tell the tale. Man, that left side of the Lexington defense has been suspect at times against the athleticism and the speed of Northern Colorado. Very savvy attacking group, and then a foul on Lexington in their own attacking third. We saw Ammon put it off the post. This was Billy King, though, as he was able to blast it by Knight in the 5th minute. And that's what it looked like, 1-0 to the visitors. Northern Colorado, 7 matches played. This is their 8th match tonight. 7 of them have been on the road. Oh, that's a great ball forward. Are we level? Yes, we are. Wonderful masterpiece goal at Diouf. We're level 1-1. Lexington's been asking questions. Lexington has been prodding and poking. One-touch beauty from Diouf, got past the keeper Delgado and rolls it home with a left foot. That's as good as it gets. Perfectly timed run, perfect touch, perfect finish, 1-1. Things are shaping up to be extremely electric here tonight. And Lexington again on the move. What nifty footwork from Jalen James, but then the recovery from Rendon snuffs that out. Now this is a fast surface, fast pitch, this artificial surface here at Georgetown College. And both of these attacks have been threatening track meet here. So Billy King in the 5th minute, 14 minutes later, Ates Diouf. And it's 1-1. A very deserved goal for Lexington. Nico Braun tried to plow his way through 4 different defenders. Was dispossessed. And Northern Colorado got to look out if you're Lexington. Looking to spring themselves. And it's won back by Lexington. Diouf has room in the middle. Now he'll meander to the near side, and here's a giveaway. Good recovery from Northern Colorado. It wasn't until June 8th of last year when Northern Colorado played its opening home match of the 2022 inaugural campaign. Another Northern Colorado giveaway. And the referee blows play dead to tend to an injured player. That's unpopular amongst the fans, but Lexington took too long to push the ball up the pitch. And that is Enoch Kwakwa, the 28-year-old Ghana native, the midfielder for Northern Colorado, who took a knock. And that will bring the training staff out to check on him. And will allow some of these players to hydrate as well as they check on Kwakwa. We're going to see how Kwakwa ended up on the pitch. And it was a collision with Cesar Murillo. There was certainly no ill intent there. Murillo was fronting Kwakwa, and it looked like Kwakwa may have gotten his foot stuck in this turf. And he launched into Murillo. It was Kwakwa who definitely took the worst of that collision. You get a good look at Donovan Eubank. Hasn't had to be overly active with the whistle so far, 25 minutes in. For Ates Diouf, and his first goal of the season, and it was a beauty. ESPN Plus, don't miss a minute of the action in 2023. Whether your club's on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN Plus. Home to the USL, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. That's ESPN Plus, where you're watching us here tonight. 6 matches, all on ESPN Plus here in USL League One Week 12. Busy, busy, busy Saturday evening, and as we progress through the evening, keep you updated on what's going on elsewhere. The ball pinballs around, and Lexington wins it back. Man, are they aggressive. Diouf plays it through once again, off the post! Nico Braun tried to chip it, and there was too much air under it. The flag was up. He was off anyway. But man, Lexington right now is the better club. Northern Colorado hit him right away, and Lexington has responded with a flurry. And there you look at Braun, who will have the solace, and I'm probably reaching here, the solace that he was offside so that he doesn't have to think about the fact tonight that he chipped one off the crossbar, 1v1 with the keeper. trying to keep it positive, optimistic. And Brown earns a goal kick. We saw Trevor Ammon put a shot off the post for Northern Colorado that would have made it 2-0. And then minutes later, Lexington equalized. Diouf to the outside. Nico Brown, low cross, and another ball off the post. Will Bainham couldn't redirect it into the back of the net. But what an incredibly intense Lexington attack. That sat tantalizingly close in front of the goal. Bainham didn't think it was going to get to him because Jalen James was in the middle of goal. He tried to get a touch on it. Looked like he was pulled down. The referee said play on, and suddenly Bainham had to scramble. It tried to use the outside of his right foot to push it into the net, and it ended up hitting the post. Northern Colorado, that back line, that three-man back line is being absolutely ripped apart by an extremely ambitious Lexington attack. I mean, Diouf and Brown especially are getting whatever they want right now. You see Eamon Zayed, bottom right of your screen, stalking the touchline, trying to figure out what is going on with his defense.
Shot there at the end. Are you watching the game?
As we approach a half an hour in, here in Georgetown, Kentucky, just over 20 minutes outside of Lexington. A lot of the news surrounding this Lexington club has been the future stadium situation. Lexington Sporting Club is locked in Toyota Stadium here at Georgetown College for a couple of seasons, multiple seasons here. So there's not a massive nail-chewing urgency to get a new stadium built. Nothing that would provide any unnecessary drama. That said, there have been multiple sites that have been looked at for a Lexington facility, stadium, practice facility. You have the Lexington Sporting Club Academy that has to be tended to. There were initial plans, initial hopes that a specific site near downtown Lexington was going to be the future home of this club, though that has started to fade. Now there is a potential new approach for Lexington to build the facility just outside of the city and outside of the county. But there's still a lot of work to be done, discussions to be had, proposals to be put forth. But Lexington Sporting Club ownership has indicated they would like something finalized within the next 6 months or so. Northern Colorado knows a thing or two about delays with stadiums as Cornwall has come off. Rob Cornwall has come off for Northern Colorado. And so Northern Colorado is going to bring in a substitute at the half an hour mark for the defense that has looked non-existent at times here on this Saturday evening. So Cornwall was a new addition to the 11, and Cornwall's night comes to an end 30 minutes in. Lexington back on the ball. I mean, they have completely controlled possession. One of the worst, second worst in USL League One in possession. They have been all over it. Long ball forward. Rendon, it cannot be kept in play and concedes the corner. And that is the Lexington pressure that forced that unforced error. well, I suppose, forced error. And here is the substitution.
Entering the lineup, number 5, Leo Fola.
Leo
Replacing
Fola
number 4, Rob Cornwall.
will take Cornwall off. So Leo Fola will come on as part of that 3-man back line for Eamon Zayed in Northern Colorado. Here's the corner, swiped away by Lalo Delgado, who has been under siege here tonight in Northern Colorado. Looks to hit on the counter, and here they come. Billy King already has a goal in his bag tonight. King to the middle. Ammon, it was behind him, and then a foul against Billy King as he made contact from behind. Tlamini took the worst of that. Not the best ball to Ammon, and he couldn't get it off his left foot. And then King, trying to desperately maintain possession, ended up hooking Tlamini from behind. A wildly entertaining opening half here from Lexington. On paper and on its face, this Northern Colorado-Lexington matchup looked like it could be one-sided. Northern Colorado, all the attack. Northern Colorado, the very solid defense, but Lexington has been the team with more energy. And another foul, and this is going to be a card. A high boot was delivered. And it is Lukic who is booked. Tlamini's taking a beating right now. He was fouled from behind by King moments ago, and then he took the high boot from Lukic. And it's our first yellow of the night, and Tlamini's going to walk away and wonder why the soccer universe is conspiring against him. He'd like one moment without his body being battered. And Lukic is in Donovan Eubank's book. And Lexington wins another ball in the attacking half. But then a conceded throw-in as Fola, his first touch since substituting on, was a bit clunky. But it's won right back by Lexington. The goal scorers, Billy King, Northern Colorado, 5th minute, followed by Ates Diouf. Oh, the referee kept the whistle in his pocket. Lexington flirting with the area. Step over, contact! Another play on, says the referee, and in fact, he's going to say that the fall was embellished and a card's going to be shown to Nico Brown. So Donovan Eubank has not given Lexington any benefit of the doubt with contact in the box tonight. And then the problem gets compounded for Lexington. Nico Brown is shown a card for being a bit too dramatic, trying to sell contact in the area. Take another glimpse at this. The step over. You can't quite see if that swipe from the Northern Colorado defender made any contact. Brown definitely kept his footing after that leg swipe and then hit the turf. There was no protest from Brown. Here's King. And he mishit that. He's trying to do something differently. Him all night. Watches it float into his gloved hands. Northern Colorado's already had to go to the bench. An injured Rob Cornwall being substituted off for Leo Fola on the back line. Robertson, part of the Team of the Week in USL League One. It was him and then seemingly every member of Northern Colorado last week. Oh, this is a great ball forward, but just a bit too far in front of Ammon, who retrieves. Now on to King. These two are potent together. King, the outside of the area. Now Rendon to push it back into the midfield. Lexington able to recover with good defensive shape. Robertson, Murillo, Fox, Green. They provide a lot of consistency, though they have had some breakdowns tonight. Led at the opening goal. And then Ammon nearly making it 2-0. Before Ates Diouf turned this match on its head. King up the near side, flies up the wing. High cross, back post. And the corner coming is Owen Green. Decided that he was simply going to dispatch it into the burn behind the goal. Capacity here at Toyota Stadium, Georgetown College, just over 6,000. Georgetown College, very small Christian school. About 1,000 undergrads, 1,500 students overall. They play in the NAIA, their athletics programs. This is a beautiful facility.
Feel free to speed it up, Rev.
Arthur Rogers for Northern Colorado, an in-swinger on the way. 1-1, getting into the late stages of the opening half. This is dangerous, back post. It's deflected in. It's blasted in by Rendon. He turns, saw the ball at his feet, and Northern Colorado makes it 2-1. Lexington made a mess of that. Bruno Rendon, his first goal of the season. It was misjudged by Knight, who tried to come up and make a play on it. The goal was left vacated. The ball leaked free on the back post, and Rendon saw it fall tantalizingly to his foot, and he left no doubt close range scorcher. And if you're Lexington, you are wondering, how are we trailing? But that is all Northern Colorado needs, is 1 inch, they take a mile. The Road Warriors up 2-1. Lexington responded to the opening goal from Northern Colorado with massive attacking intensity. Can they do the same? But Northern Colorado looking for more. Lexington gave up 2 goals in 90 seconds in a 3-1 loss at Chattanooga 3 weeks ago, where they were very much on the front foot in that match, vastly outplaying Chattanooga before the bottom fell out. Nico Brown. Now Machel. Found James. James. His touch failed him. And there's a foul from behind. There's Murillo. Made contact with Lukic. Lukic grabbing at his head. Made sure to make an indication to the referee that he was fouled before he started clutching at his head, and now here comes the trainer. So as Lukic is tended to, more water brought out onto the pitch. And we had temperatures, highs today in the lower 90s here in this Lexington area. Kickoff temperature mid to high 80s, and it is humid. Talking with Sam Stockley this week, he said that it has been welcome in training, this warm Kentucky summer weather, helping to get his team conditioned to what they're going to deal with here over the next couple of months in their home matches. For Northern Colorado, We mentioned earlier it was June 8th last year they played their first home match. Played their first home match of this season last week. They're used to any climate, any time, any place they'll play. Last year, that was the first 7 matches that they played in their franchise history away from home. And 2 of those were U.S. Open Cup wins. Colorado Springs, USL Championship, then taking down Real Salt Lake out of MLS. That's who knocked out Northern Colorado round 3 of the U.S. Open Cup here in 2023. Eamon Zayed spent time in USL League One. His final club, Chattanooga Red Wolves. This is rolled off the side netting. So Zayed, his playing career finished, headed right into the coaching realm, and headed right to the Rocky Mountains. Northern Colorado finally opened the Future Legends Complex last week, a facility that they thought would be open last year at some point, but EPA studies and COVID, a number of different challenges delayed the opening much longer than anybody anticipated, but finally the day came last weekend, and an emphatic debut for that beautiful complex. A 4-1 victory over Central Valley Fuego. Northern Colorado has now had 4 home venues in its not even year-and-a-half existence. Northern Colorado with Norte won it back for a moment, but he gave it away, and suddenly Lexington is having trouble making its way out of the midfield. Northern Colorado has started to finally apply itself defensively after a very poor opening half hour. But since the goal was scored off of the mishap in the back from Lexington on the corner that led to Bruno Rendon's goal to go up 2-1, Northern Colorado has finally found its footing in this match. Good problem to have when you haven't played well and you still find a way to be up 2-1. And then you're able to finally find your bearings. King and Rendon have scored for Northern Colorado. Diouf for Lexington Sporting Club. We are headed towards 5 minutes of additional time here in the first half. 5 minutes of added time, and based on how this first half is gone, we can absolutely, conventional wisdom would tell you, see more goals. This has been a wide open first half. And a foul against Lexington. Jalen James, the fans do not like it, and we have had a much more active whistle from Donovan Eubank in the last 15 minutes or so. He's made 2 bookings tonight, 1 for each side. Lukic, Northern Colorado, showing yellow, and Brown, Nico Brown for Lexington, shown a card. Here's a replay of that foul that we just saw. Rendon was clattered into from behind. Is that off Ammon? The answer is yes. Lexington with the throw-in. Trevor Ammon came just inches away from his 8th goal of the season. He's the Golden Boot leader in USL League One. put one off the far post just like he did last week against Fuego. And Lexington has spread Northern Colorado thin once again. It's a foot raise and a push from behind. That was obvious from James. And there's a card. And that's a pretty easy decision to make for our referee, Donovan Eubank.
Sporting Club's number 7, Jalen James.
There wasn't much doubt about that. And it's the second Lexington booking of the night. The best part about our vantage point here in Georgetown College, you can hear everything the Lexington fans have displeasure about. It's a Northern Colorado corner upcoming as Ammon looks towards the back post. 5 additional minutes were added by referee Donovan Eubank. We have played nearly 3 of those. Make sure to stay with us at halftime. We'll check the scoreboard and a look at last week's USL League One action. Nifty back heel into the area. This cross punch back post! And it's just wide. Oh, that was left wide open, unmarked, and Rendon is sick to his stomach that he didn't have a brace. Arthur Rogers put this on a platter. And Rendon is right there, and he pushed it wide. I mean, he was all by himself. It was him and netting, and he pushed it wide. This crowd is into it here in Lexington. And we have a card that has been shown to Billy King. Suddenly it's a parade of yellow. A very hands-off refereeing performance in the opening 30 minutes. And now a lot of Donovan Eubank as things have gotten chippy. The pace has become significantly more clunky after the vast majority of this first half was spent in an Olympic-style track meet. This delivered to the outside. And Lexington, the quick throw in, trying to generate anything as we approach the final moments of this first half. That's disposed of. We'll see if the referee allows Lexington to formulate anything, and the answer to that is no. There is the final whistle of the first half. Boy, was that exhilarating at times. Glorious chances converted. Outstanding looks just wide. A number of balls striking the post. That was an extremely dramatic opening 45, but it's Northern Colorado. They're on a tear. They've won 3 straight, leading Lexington 2-1 as both teams head to the dressing room. Here at halftime, we'll look at last week's USL League One action. We'll also take a look at the scoreboard. 6 matches in USL League One. So after 45 minutes, Northern Colorado finds a way to push ahead of Lexington Sporting Club. It's 2-1, and we have the halftime show after this. A 2-1 lead for the visitors. USL League One, Saturday night on ESPN+.
Lexington is the Kentuckiest place in the world. Just look at it. It's by far the bluegrassiest, the bourbonist. See? The artsiest, and hands down, the horsiest. Oh, look, that one has a baby. I don't know why you would look anywhere else. Looking for the coolest, most Kentuckiest getaway? Look at Lexington.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up
Keep the rhythm going.
or get up?
Perfect.
Who's not a runner now?
You don't have to be an elite athlete to be treated like one. UK Healthcare, Orthopedic Surgery, and Sports Medicine. The power of advanced medicine.
2-1 is the Northern Colorado lead over Lexington Sporting Club. Bring you back to Georgetown, Kentucky. At 2-1 score line. 6 matches this week, 12 last week. Really active in USL League One. Let's see how it played out.
It's time for your Week 11 roundup, starting off at American Legion Memorial Stadium. A rainy day there, but it was also raining goals for the Jacks. Joel Johnson getting his first of the season, just recently became the most capped player in Jacks history. Then Omar Sist hits this beautiful free kick, does a little celebration afterwards, similar to that of Cristiano Ronaldo. And then in the second half, Tracer Mbuyu, no goals 2 weeks ago. Now he has a goal in 2 straight games. If that man's getting hot, then the Jacks are really going to be flying. They're already up in the table, and if they can get Tracer Mbuyu in good form, they're a menacing team to go up against. Meanwhile, the 2 new clubs, their second ever fixture against each other, and it starts off with this Nico Brown header, wonderfully serviced ball from Tate Robertson. Lexington gets the lead at home, but there would be a response, and it would be from a man who scored in their first leg. It would be Jake Keegan tucking it home. He's been in great form to start this season, making the transfer over to One Knoxville, his 3rd different League One club. And Keegan once again on the score sheet here. Then later in the game, Ahinga Selemani would play this ball in, and Amail Knight would knock it away, keep it at a 1-1 draw. Mark McKeever and Sam Stockley would give an encouraging handshake after the match, sharing a point apiece. Meanwhile, Future Legend Sports Complex opens up its home to Northern Colorado Hailstorm. This will be where they'll be playing games for quite a long time, and they christened it properly. 1 goal in the first half. 9 minutes later, they'd get a second goal in the first half. Billy King. Then it would only take 7 more minutes, still in the first half, where Billy King, who's been involved in each goal, mind you, so far, draws the penalty. They're going to give it to Trevor Ahmed, which puts him at 6 total goals on the season, tying him with Rafa Mensingen. They're already up 3-0, but they still got 1 more goal in them before the end of the half, and it would be Trevor Ahmed getting his 7th goal, putting him in the lead for the Golden Boot race. In the second half, there would be a goal salvaged for Central Valley Fuego after the handball inside the 18. Villian Bijev would put it home, making it 4-1 in favor of Northern Colorado Hailstorm. What a way to open up your new home, as we go over to a new home that was opened up last season and also saw a championship title. Tormenta hosting Richmond right before the half. Nick Akoto would put this one in, his first goal as a pro. Nice rainy day in Tormenta as well. Saw some rain across different venues in USL League One last Saturday. And then the Olympico from Justin Suko. Ambitious strike. Pablo Jara, could he have done better? I don't know. It was a good hit from Suko. It would end up being a 1-1 draw, but not before we saw a red card. Zaka Moran, the ever physical holding midfielder, gets his 2nd yellow. He'd get sent out of the match, but no goals would be scored. Ian Cameron and Darren Sawatsky share a handshake, and we go on to our last game of the day. Madison going to Werner Park. Fantastic save from Vern Shipman. 2 fantastic keepers in this game between Shipman and Rashid Nuhu. But it would be Macias who gets on the scoreboard first. weaving through some traffic, getting the nice finish, making it 1-0 in favor of the Mingos, and doing a little runway celebration afterwards. But Omaha would come in, the ball would skip through a couple times, and Shaft Brewer would put it home to tie the game up at 1 apiece. But there would still be one more goal in this game, a winner, a decider. This corner kick, Christian Cheney is going to do some fantastic individual effort. Take a look at this touch right here, and then outside of his boot, gets it done. Madison win 2-1. We're going to step aside for a break. We'll see you on the other end on ESPN+.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Turned over. Babu Karjai. Halftime, 2-1, Northern Colorado over Lexington Sporting Club. News and notes, USL League One, proud to be. The USL has launched a partnership with You Can Play in honor of Pride Month. The USLLeague1.com/news. Learn more as we celebrate Pride Month. The 100th appearance, USL League One for Don Smart. We'll likely see him tonight for 101, the 7th player in League One history to record the century mark in appearances. And Noe Mesa, the player of the week, a brace and an assist in Union Omaha's 3-3 draw with Greenville triumph last week. The team of the week in USL League One, there is Noe Mesa featured. We talked about Tate Robertson, and then the collection of Hailstorm, Rendon, King, and Ammon in the team of the week. Northern Colorado has dominated teams of the week over the last month in USL League One, all coinciding with their 3-game winning streak and their goal-scoring barrage. So we saw the team of the week. How about the scoreboard? There is a lot going on. Here's the upcoming schedule. Of course, tonight, Forward Madison and Fuego, they are just underway. Midweek, it'll be Chattanooga playing host to that same Forward Madison side. Also midweek, Northern Colorado, its second home match of the season. Richmond comes in. Then next weekend, making plans to be with us for this trio. Greenville Triumph, Union Omaha, Tormenta, the defending champs, playing host to Lexington, and then Forward Madison and North Carolina FC. Here at halftime, it is 2-1. Northern Colorado leads Lexington Sporting Club, and we'll come back to the second half after this. It's after we take a look at the scoreboard. Charlotte Independence beats Union Omaha 3-0. It was Greenville and Tormenta underway. It's 0-0 after 45. 1-0 to Richmond, the host lead Chattanooga at the half. And 1 Knoxville and North Carolina FC are scoreless in the 30th minute. Again, there's still forward Madison to come, and that's just underway. Second half after this, it's USL League One on ESPN+.
Lexington is the Kentuckiest place in the world. Just look at it. It's by far the bluegrassiest, the bourbonist. See? The artsiest, and hands down, the horsiest. Oh, look, that one has a baby. I don't know why you would look anywhere else. Looking for the coolest, most Kentuckiest getaway? Look at Lexington.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up
Keep the rhythm going.
or get up?
Perfect.
Who's not a runner now?
Good, we're gonna take it
You
up.
don't have to be an elite athlete to be treated like one. UK Healthcare, orthopedic surgery, and sports medicine. The power of advanced medicine.
It has been a blistering pace to the opening half. Northern Colorado, they find themselves, thanks to a late first half goal from Bruno Rendon off a corner, leading Lexington Sporting Club 2-1. As both teams get set for the second half here at Georgetown College, let's look at the highlights. It only took us 4 minutes to have our first goal. Billy King found himself in all sorts of space, going 1v1 with them all night. King did not miss. It was 2-1. The Golden Boot leader, Trevor Ammon, put it off the post just moments later, and Lexington made Northern Colorado pay. Ates Diouf with his first goal of the season, shed the keeper and put it in the back of the net. Then we started to have a card parade. First it was Lukic for Northern Colorado, then the corner, Rendon. It was cleared off the line momentarily, popped right back to Rendon, and he swung his left foot to make it 2-1. And then a dangerous play here. Jalen James came up from behind. Arthur Rogers earned himself a card in what was a fairly clunky final 10 minutes to what was otherwise a gorgeous half. And that's where we stand, 2-1. Northern Colorado on top of Lexington. Davin Eubank gets us back underway. As twilight is descending upon Toyota Stadium here in Georgetown. So glad you are spending your time with us on this Saturday evening. 6 matches, second time in a league history. We've had 6 matches, and all of them at one point, or 5 of them concurrently. Forward Madison just underway. That was not concurrent with our first match of the night, but it is busy, busy, busy. Ken Levicka with you, Toyota Stadium in Georgetown, Kentucky, just over 20 minutes outside of Lexington, Kentucky, the downtown area, and the campus of the University of Kentucky. We're on the campus of Georgetown College, just a bit smaller than Kentucky. This is played forward. The flag stayed down, and it's put right into Delgado. A wild sequence there as Machel just put it right into Delgado's body, and the flag stayed down. How did Machel get behind the defense? You see, there's not even any protests for the referee to put the flag up. That is an immense defensive breakdown. And somehow Northern Colorado stays up 2-1. I think Machel was stunned that he was in that position. And I wonder if part of him thought he was offside and he didn't go 100% effort at that ball. It looked like he pulled up a bit, and that allowed Delgado to make that unconventional save right into his body. That was bizarre. What a missed opportunity for Lexington Sporting Club. But truly, if you watched any of the first half, that's Lexington picking up where they left off, because that attack has stymied Northern Colorado's usually strong defense. Eamon Zayed's going to have plenty of film to look at when it comes to his defensive performance tonight, and yet his team still leads 2-1 starting the second half. A warning thrown to Lukic, who already has a yellow. Ivan Eubank, our referee, does not like the physicality of Lukic and told him, hey, remember, you're on a card. And here is a card instead delivered to Lexington's Owen Green. That is the third yellow shown to Lexington Sporting Club on that tackle along the near touchline. Here's a replay. And yeah, the leg was lifted. Jackson Dietrich went for a ride. That is a rightful card, at least in my opinion, from the referee. Now Northern Colorado on the ball for the first time in the attacking third. To the outside. Nifty adjustment of the body for Dietrich, but couldn't put it in the direction of goal, and it's cleared away by Lexington. Northern Colorado. Able to steady themselves and play it out of the back. Try to go up Route 1 for Ammon. Ooh, that was dangerous. Boy, Cesar Murillo nearly put his head into a boot. He's fortunate. Now Lexington wants to run. Nico Brown will run. And Nico Brown is called for a foul. And that draws massive protest from this vociferous crowd. The referee says that Nico Brown reached around Lucky Oprah. It's the second time we've seen a foul like that from Nico Brown, where he's the one who has been sent off to the races and he doesn't get the benefit of the doubt. And I don't know about that. That looks like Oprah simply just throwing his body into Brown and earning the call. That looked a little bit weak. I understand the frustration on the Lexington side for that. Paulo Delgado sends that ball on its way. Lexington, who came into tonight 11th out of 12 teams in average possession time in USL League One, is at 61% possession, a massive number. Is Brown going to keep this in play? No. And he puts his head in his hands in despair. 61% possession for Lexington. But it's Northern Colorado with the lead. Now what's incredible about Northern Colorado is they, as it stands, have 9 goals on 18 shots this season. They convert 50% of the time. And actually that revised number is 9 goals on 21 shots. That's still an incredible conversion rate. They came in second in USL League One in conversion percentage, behind North Carolina FC by a single percentage point. And tonight they have 6 shots, 3 of them on target. They're efficient, they're accurate, they're dangerous. What's not to love about Ayman Zayed's attack here for Northern Colorado? I promise you there are, maybe other than North Carolina, 11 other coaches in this league that wish they had anything resembling what Ayman Zayed has constructed here in the opening months of this 2023 Northern Colorado campaign. And it's not just the attack that's one of the most efficient in the league. It's also the fact that 6 goals conceded, and yes, it's only been now 7.5 matches for Northern Colorado, least number of matches played in USL League One, but 6 goals conceded. That has them at the top of USL League One currently. And we mentioned Northern Colorado and how unbelievably efficient they are goal scoring. They are next to last in the league in passing accuracy. That's going to sail out of play. Diouf was in the middle of the area, was trying to rise up to put a head on that. He thought that he was interfered with and made contact with as he pleads to the official, but the decision's been made. Goal kick, Northern Colorado. This is headed on to Jalen James. James turns, and Lexington trying to be patient, continuing to try and gouge the Northern Colorado defense, which they have done a large part of the night. Diouf on the turn. Diouf punches it to the back post. And the flag is up, offside. Bainham is just a step ahead. A lot's been made, and Sam Stockley's been asked about a lack of goal scoring. Only 8 goals coming into tonight, now 9 on the season. But it is not for lack of chances. Lexington coming into tonight, 18 big chances created if you want to go into extended metrics. 18 big chances created. That's 3rd in USL League One. So yes, coming into tonight, only 8 goals scored, but 18, 3rd most in USL League One big chances created, behind only North Carolina FC, tabletoppers, and Tormenta, defending champions. Now, North Carolina, who's number 1 in big chances created, they convert 69% of those into goals. Lexington's 18 big chances have only been converted 44% of the time. If Lexington converted at the rate North Carolina does, 69%, that would be 12 more goals this season than Lexington has. And you're talking about a top 4 team, and here's a free kick coming, glorious opportunity on the way for Lexington, who just keep coming. Despite the fact they trail, you can argue Lexington has absolutely been the more dangerous team tonight, that have been punished more for their mistakes. Defensive mistake in the 5th minute, and then sloppiness trying to clear a set piece late in the first half. And that's an easy call. Northern Colorado is headed back to the bench. 2 more substitutions coming. This will be 2 and 3 on the night for Ayman Zayed's side. It'll be Destin Norman in the midfield, taking out Jackson Dietrich. And Marky Hernandez, former Chattanooga man, will take out Stefan Lukic. That's blasted right into the wall by Diouf. Lexington back on it. That delivery blocked down. Well played by Northern Colorado. And here come those substitutions I just mentioned.
Marky Hernandez replacing number 22, Stefan Lukic.
So Marky Hernandez and his 2 goals on the campaign in for Stefan Lukic. And Destin Norman will take out Jackson Dietrich, as I mentioned. And those are happening as we speak. Still have yet to see a substitution from Sam Stockley. And why not? He's got to like how bright his attack has been. Only 1 goal to show for it, and it's a bit unfair. It's not 2 or even 3. An unbelievable chance just seconds into this second half. But it was Charlie Machel, who I think was stunned that it wasn't offside. It was 1v1 in the middle of the box with the keeper Delgado and just simply trickled the ball right into Delgado's body. We saw Will Bainham put it off the post in the first half. So Northern Colorado has made 3 substitutions. A first half substitution, Rob Cornwall injured, had to come off. Along that 3-man back line, Leo Falla took over his spot. And just now Norman for Dietrich and Hernandez for Lukic. Another throw-in coming for Lexington. Into the corner, Diouf has been very active. Good touch, turn the corner. Diouf to the middle, and it's blasted over goal by Jalen James. Diouf did exceptional work, and James skied it in traffic. How good has Antes Diouf been? My goodness, look at that turn. And then James, I think a little surprised that that cross actually made it to him with 3 defenders flanking him. It just shows you, though, how dicey Northern Colorado's marking has been at times tonight. And James, suddenly with the ball on his right foot, put it 10 yards over goal. Now we have some cramping taking place on the Lexington side, it appears. Trying not to overly speculate, but the holding the leg in the air is the universal sign for cramping. And it looks like it's in that right calf area. That's where the trainer is tending to. As we just passed the hour mark. And Dlamini, who had the cramp, is also going to be the first Lexington player to come off as Sam Stockley prepares his first substitute of the night. And it is Pierre Monet who will take the spot of Pila Dlamini. Dlamini's night comes to an end. And Pierre Monet, formerly of Treasure Coast in USL League Two, the former Pitt man. Played at the University of Pittsburgh and also VCU in his college career. a native of Dakar, Senegal, will make an appearance tonight for Lexington. Nico Brown weaves through a few Northern Colorado midfielders, including Marky Hernandez. Lexington have been pushing for an equalizer. They now have about a half an hour to find one as we continue to plod on here through the second half. Here's Owen Green. A bit early on that cross to the top of the area, and here comes Northern Colorado. Look out. Numbers for the Hailstorm. It's a 4-on-2. Into the middle. Pushed on by Rendon. That pass was a bit behind him, did what he could with it. And it's Lexington able to recover. Not the typical crisp counter effort that we've grown accustomed to from Northern Colorado. This is the first meeting between these two teams. They'll play again later in the year in Colorado. Here's Diouf. Diouf coming from the left side. Diouf whiffed on the shot, my goodness. He went head over heels. He lays on the turf, wondering if, I'm sure he can just crawl into a hole. He's been so good tonight, and that looked like a banana peel moment. And now Northern Colorado trying to capitalize. Step over, left-footed shot blocked away. And Nico Brown, well done. Can he keep it in play? Oh, it'll trickle across as he shielded off the ball. Well, Latest Diouf, he's done everything tonight for Lexington. You hate that he had to have that cartoonish sail through the air moment on that attempted shot. Sometimes that artificial turf, it's tough to gauge the speed of the ball, and that's what happened to him there. That's when you can tell a player's feeling confident. Why not have the best look at it, but why not wind it up and give it a ride from outside the area? Unfortunately, Diouf just didn't make any contact with it. Poor marking in the area, but it was a heavy first touch, allowing Lexington to recover defensively. And now a turnover. Mitchell. Diouf on the run. Look at Diouf's effort. Diouf pushes forward, trying to push this match level, but it's off the back heel of a Northern Colorado defender. And after all that, Northern Colorado wins it back. We're starting to see some tired legs here, I think. Diouf has put in miles of work here tonight. And Murillo is called for the foul. Man, there is a ton of promise in this Lexington attack, but now they're starting to revert back to the personality we've seen all year. Lots of chances, but unable to come up with the glory moment. Diouf, the lone goal for Lexington. Northern Colorado trying to possess it a bit here. They have been overwhelmed in possession, and that's a big reason why. Lexington has just been better winning the ball. They have been more aggressive tonight in almost every way, yet they're on the wrong end of the score line. Well, that was a questionable decision to dribble that pass to the middle of the pitch, but Lexington got away with it. Now Nico Brown's on the end of this. Brown unable to keep it in play. Got around his man initially, but a good defensive play by Leo Falla to ensure that Lola Delgado will be able to present a goal kick. Lexington has played nothing but close matches this season. For the exception of 2 matches, every single result has been a 1-goal result. And I don't know what was happening there with him all night. Then he got upended. He was taking way too much time on that ball. He got away with it. But for Lexington, it's either been a 1-goal match or a draw, for the exception of 2 matches. It's a 2-0 defeat to Richmond and a 3-1 defeat at Chattanooga. And that was a match that Lexington led in the 61st minute before 2 goals in 90 seconds and a 3-goal Chattanooga bum rush in the final half an hour of that match. Lexington still asking some questions. Machel, Nico Brown, is he going to unleash his shot? Onto his right foot, falls to the ground. And the referee has blown the play dead. And it's given back to Northern Colorado. Jalen James is on a yellow for Lexington for embellishment, trying to sell contact in the area. Nico Brown, it appears to the referee, was eyeing that neighborhood. And Lexington is all over the ball. Look at that, a nutmeg onto Machel. And then Machel gives it right back to Northern Colorado. This is swiped forward and will be swiped back to him all night by Kalen Fox. Now, it's a good thing Northern Colorado, they booked hotels months ago for this match. As Brown wins this in the corner. That's blocked down, but Ano in green. Machel. And Machel sends this well out of play. Because it's been a big story in these parts this week about how NCAA baseball teams, the NCAA regional, one of the NCAA baseball regionals is in Lexington at the University of Kentucky, how those visiting teams have had to be put up in Kentucky dorm rooms because there were no hotel rooms in this area because of a massive music festival that's taking place, the Railbird Music Festival. Headlining tonight, Zach Bryan, country star. Lexington off the turnover, wide. Paying them off the mark. But man, are they pushing. They are pushing, pushing, pushing. And Northern Colorado is uncharacteristically rolling out, attacking red carpets to them. Northern Colorado just looks tired. They look like a team that has played only one match on home soil all season long. They look like a team that is still coming down from the highs of opening their new stadium and a 4-goal outburst a week ago. They have not been the same type of team here. And that is a Marky Hernandez foul. Here's Diouf. Oh, wonderful ball, but just a bit too hot for Nico Brown. But Antes Diouf continuing to do winning things for Lexington. But I mentioned that Railbird Music Festival. So again, Zach Bryan, country star, headlining tonight. Sheryl Crow is there. Weezer, Marcus Mumford. I had no idea that Marcus Mumford, who is the lead singer of Mumford & Sons, the English singing group, musical group. I had no idea he did anything solo, but he's in Lexington, Kentucky tonight. Zach Bryan is coming off of country music controversy. He had a concert just a couple of nights back in Albany, New York, where a young female fan ripped at his beloved guitar while he was walking to the stage, and he had her removed from the concert. He explained, hey, I love that guitar. You can touch me, you can touch the guitar, but don't rip at the guitar. I tend to think that that was the appropriate response from the young man. This cross is blasted beyond recognition. Well out of play. See when Sam Stockley's going to go back to his bench. He's only made one substitution. That was in the midfield. Pierre Monet on for Pila Dlamini. Lexington is just flying around, but it's Northern Colorado. They just find ways to win, even when they're not on. They're so dangerous and high flying when they're on. They have not been on tonight, but Northern Colorado does such a good job of taking on any opponent's mistake and making them pay, and they have done that twice tonight. As we look to that Lexington touchline, we see some movement. Here's a right-footed shot. It got by Knight, but it twickled wide. Northern Colorado against the run of play. Pretty good opportunity there.
Number 14, Khalid Balagoon.
Khalid Balagoon will come on for Nico Brown. Nico Brown's night is done. There you see the shot from Destin Norman. Didn't get enough on it, at least not the type of pace he was looking for on this artificial surface. And so we mentioned when Sam Stockley was going to go back to the bench. We have our answer. As Balagun, the former Maryland Bobcat of NISA, comes on. Formerly in DC United's Youth Academy, Balagun was. He will now feature as part of this Lexington attack. Northern Colorado goals, courtesy of Billy King and Bruno Rendon. Ates Diouf, the lone tally for Lexington. Look at that fight at the edge of the area. It's one back. Oh, nearly backheeled through to Diouf. But right back on to Lexington, and the referee says play on. Oh, goodness. Balagoon was undercut. And I think Balagoon has a legit argument that Lexington should be headed to the spot. And now a long ball on to Delgado. Oh, goodness. That happened right in front of Donovan Eubank. Let's take a look at this. Balagoon is 14. Comes to the edge of the area, and boy, that is close. That is extremely close. That was Enoch Kwakwa. And Diouf has it in the middle of the pitch. Diouf on his right foot. Plays it back to his left. And I don't know what the idea was there. But Rendon heads it away. Northern Colorado, though, has been so sloppy with the ball in the midfield. Owen Green plays on to Machel. Machel! It's laid off to Diouf, but the flag was up. It was Murillo who was offside. On Delgado's back post. Northern Colorado, though, they are playing with fire. They have allowed Lexington belief, opportunities, tons of possession. Just Northern Colorado's depth, their attacking acumen, it just sets them apart right now. It's why they are about 15 minutes away from a fourth straight victory, but this has not been crisp at all. Lexington forces another giveaway. And then a foul. A bit too physical was Bainham trying to win it back. But Lexington is pressing everything, and Northern Colorado is really struggling with it. Northern Colorado has rarely tonight been able to match the effort of Lexington, and it is showing here, especially late, as Lexington pushes to draw things level for a second time. And Owen Green is furious as he drew the foul. And a quick restart here for the host side. And that was a bit ugly.
Entering the lineup for Lexington Sporting Club, number 11, So-So Kim. Replacing number 9, Will Bainham.
So-So Kim comes on for Lexington Sporting Club. And Will Bainham, affectionately known as Willie B around these parts, will depart. So-So Kim had an unreal, impossible angle goal for a brief 1-0 advantage at Chattanooga 3 weeks ago before the meltdown took place and led to a 3-1 defeat. So Kim comes on, and now multiple substitutions for Northern Colorado. You get a look at McCain Clark. There's a discrepancy, or there's an issue with the substitution reported to the fourth official. I think that's going to lead us to a bigger build on what was already looking like a decent chunk of added time. We also had Valentin Sabella come on for Northern Colorado. 2 more substitutions. And Lexington push and prod into the box. Chested down! 2-2! Diouf did it again! He got behind the back line. 1-touch right foot blast. It's deserved for Diouf. He's been the man of the match, and his mastery continues. A beautiful ball. And McCain Clark, who just substituted in for Northern Colorado, fell asleep and lost track of Diouf. Now Diouf's going to be shown a yellow for celebration. And I don't know if this is necessary. This seems wholly unnecessary.
The referee has issued a yellow card to number 32, Test Diouf.
If you're on Test Diouf and you've had the night you've had, and now your team is in a position to potentially win, you know what? Take that yellow with pride. You absolutely deserve to celebrate. There was no shirt removal, no prop used. Oh, it is 2-2. We are all level. And we were just mentioning how Northern Colorado was playing with fire, and they got burned. Sabella, the substitute, low cross, block back right to him. Sabella, back post, and a corner is conceded as Robertson decided to do the safe thing. '83rd minute. It is 2-2.
Hailstorm corner, number 14.
Test Diouf has been absolutely brilliant. There's the corner from Rogers, and he flies it over everybody, and Hernandez pokes it across the touchline. The last thing Northern Colorado wants to see is Lexington back on the ball. Man, if they looked sprightly and wildly dangerous tonight. Cabela bulldozes into Jalen James. Easy whistle there. So now, after all of this, Lexington can push for a winner. But a giveaway in the midfield, that won't help the cause. And a foul from behind, and a free kick. Not quite sure this is a distance where you can give it a go at goal, as Marky Hernandez was brought down from behind.
The referee has issued a yellow card, number 14, Khalid Balagoon.
Balagoon is shown yellow. That is the 5th yellow tonight shown to Lexington Sporting Club. We have not seen Don Smart come on for Lexington. He typically would. Arthur Rogers with the free kick. It's headed for a throw-in. Went off of Lexington. A long throw in. It's rolling around in the box. Problems again for Lexington, and finally James just blast this out of play. I mentioned Lexington with 5 yellows tonight, 3 reds on the season, shown to Lexington as a team that's tied for the most in USL League One. Northern Colorado, their string of 3 straight victories is in danger now. We'll have to start talking about an unbeaten streak as opposed to a winning streak unless they can find a late winner here. Northern Colorado, we knew they would be dangerous coming into this season. Barely missed the playoffs a year ago. Missed out via a tiebreaker. Left foot, a deflection, and punched out of the box. Northern Colorado lost a tiebreaker to Charlotte Independence, or the wrong end of that, rather. They won 5 of their final 7, made a huge push to the postseason. They were unbeaten in 6 of those matches to finish 2022.
The referee has issued a yellow card for Hailstorm FC number 7.
Another yellow. This one's going to Northern Colorado. It was McCain Clark. He's been on for about 7 or 8 minutes, and he has a yellow. He's in the book. Here's Diouf, the man of the match. Look at him just sail through. Northern Colorado defenders tried to pick out So Kim, who was making a run up the far side. That came from such distance that Delgado was able to position himself perfectly to intercept that. We're about to get our indication as to how much stoppage time we'll have. There should be enough for both teams to have opportunities to find 3 points in the table. This is sent to the outside. Clark. Fight for it. And Lexington comes out of there with it. Diouf. Now So. This is well done by Lexington. So Kim turns on the burners. Kim holds up play. Owen Green. And a throw in. The crowd here in Lexington is fully engaged. They have been all night long. Can Lexington come up with an improbable, unexpected victory? That's cleared. Now, looks like we have 5 minutes of stoppage time on the horizon. This is played into the middle. Jalen James was there. And now he's down on the turf, clutching at his right leg. But man, that was an expertly placed ball. I don't know how James didn't make any meaningful contact with it. We'll take a look at this again. James seems to be in some distress. Look at that ball from Green. And James, did he come up lame before, just moments before the ball got there? Is that what kept him from getting a touch on that? Because that was an enormous chance. And you wonder if James had his cleat stuck in the turf as that ball was arriving. The USL on ESPN continues as the summer heats up. Memphis 901 FC and Aaron Malloy head to the Valley of the Sun to face Manuel Artiega and Phoenix Rising FC. It's Phoenix Rising FC and Memphis 901 FC Saturday, July 1, 11 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. It's the USL on ESPN. James is still being tended to, so you can take that 5 minutes of added time and you can start probably assessing more, adding more. James is up. And I don't think that he's going to be able to. You see the trainer looking over and swiping at her throat. So I don't think so. I think he's done. So Sam Stockley, he's clutching it. Groin area. Certainly upper right leg issue there for Jalen James. And we're back underway. James at least able to walk off under his own power. And an immediate foul. Hitting the turf, Cesar Murillo, and we have another Lexington player down now, and Murillo face down on the turf for a moment. Murillo's going to try and walk it off. Eubank comes to check on him. High wire act along the touchline, but the cross, nobody home. Ted Robertson did all the right things, but didn't have any assistance in the area. Here's Green's throw in. Wow, Jalen James is back on after all that. It looked like there was no way he was going to be able to come back in and contribute. Yeah, there he is. Murillo. Now Mane. Oh, look at that move to win that ball. Now it's a battle along the end line. And a free kick. Basically a shorter corner. Balogun was upended after a sensational swim move to put himself on the end of that delivery up the touchline, and he earned himself this set piece. Great opportunity here in the dying moments of this one, as Lexington looks to try and pull off the most shocking win of the season in USL League One. Tess Diouf has brought him here with the first brace in franchise history. Can they find the back of the net again? It's popped to the 6-yard box. It was Diouf, but he put it wide. He was off balance. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk. Hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app. That's Sirius XM. Don't think we're stopping at 95 minutes. Got to think there is another at least minute to play with here, but we'll see. Donovan Eubank glances down at his watch. And a throw in. Nifty from Sam Stockley, who took that deflection, caught it, and received a standing ovation from this crowd. Regardless, for Lexington, this will end up being a good home point. They'll be able to put together an unbeaten streak together. And for Northern Colorado, anytime you can take a road point, especially when you don't play well, this was not a typical overwhelming Northern Colorado effort. You'll take the road point big time, and you had a chance for 3. Long ball and chase, and a free kick coming. Still not assured yet that this will be a draw. Northern Colorado, tired legs. A bit erratic. Marky Hernandez called for the foul from behind, and that'll give Machel a free kick opportunity. Joining him standing over this ball, Robertson and Murillo. See who's going to take this. Machel or Robertson as Murillo retreats to the gaggle of players far side of the box. This could be the last kick. Certainly the last sequence. Machel. It'll be Machel to handle. Machel. Dangerous ball! It's a winner! It's a winner! It's an offside. Diouf thought he had the hat trick, and instead he's offside. Oh, goodness. Diouf thought he had collected all 3 points in the most magical of fashions, and the flag goes up. And you can't see it well from that angle, and the match has come to an end. And Lexington will protest. They are furious with the call. The offside that wiped out the Yates Diouf hat trick and the game winner in the 98th minute. Diouf can't believe it. He picks himself up off the turf, and a thrilling end to what turned out to be a thrilling match. Lexington 2, Northern Colorado 2, and one of the most entertaining draws you're going to find in 2023, this League One slate. Start the post-game show after this. It's USL League One on ESPN+.
Lexington is the Kentuckiest place in the world. Just look at it. It's by far the bluegrassiest, the bourbonist. See? The artsiest, and hands down, the horsiest. Oh, look, that one has a baby. I don't know why you would look anywhere else. Looking for the coolest, most Kentuckiest getaway? Look at Lexington.
Girls like you aren't runners, they said. Well, I wasn't.
Let's go ahead and get some pictures of that knee, okay?
6 months, down the drain. Give up
Keep the rhythm going.
or get up?
Perfect.
Who's not a runner now?
You don't have to be an elite athlete to be treated like one. UK Healthcare, orthopedic surgery, and sports medicine. The power of advanced medicine.
Yates Diouf is still crouched over in disbelief. His hat trick was not allowed to stand. At Lexington Sporting Club and Northern Colorado Hailstorm play to a 2-2 draw. Yates Diouf, final kick ruled offside on a goal that would have delivered all 3 points to Lexington. Here are the full-time highlights after this one, and there is a lot to look at. Yates Diouf clearly the man of the match. Here are our highlights, and in the 5th minute, Northern Colorado wastes no time. Billy King with the Lexington defense falling apart, able to score. But in the 21st minute, look at Ates Diouf, his first of 2 goals, beautifully navigates around the keeper, finishes with a left foot, and it was 1-1. But just 18 minutes later, problems trying to clear from the mouth of goal by Lexington. Northern Colorado gets a Bruno Rendon goal, and it was 2-1 to the visitors. Then we started to see chippy play. We started to see yellows. Things got rough and ragged. And there was certainly a massive whistle presence. 70th minute. Here's Bainham just wide. Tough angle. Defense was looming. He had to let it go. In the 81st minute, Diouf, his second, played it perfectly off his chest. And he's able to blast it into the back of the net, beating Delgado again, and it was 2-2. And it was Lexington trying to hurry up the pace of play. 85th minute, Northern Colorado had an opportunity, a foul from behind. That led to a near free kick, and that was it. Diouf again with the goal at the death. That was called off. The hat trick denied, the win denied with an offside. 2 goals for both teams on 11 shots. 4 on target for Lexington, 3 for Northern Colorado. That possession incredible for Lexington, 61% considering they were 11th in USL League One coming into tonight in possession. 5 yellow cards for Lexington, 3 for Northern Colorado. This was physical. It was not for the weak of heart. And a 2-2 draw, a point on the table for both sides. That pushes Northern Colorado to 15 points through 8 in this 2023 campaign. Lexington with 9 points in the table. Well, Ates Diouf with his brace, first in franchise history. Northern Colorado, Billy King and Bruno Rendon goals. And it's a 2-2 draw in a jam-packed Week 12 of the USL League One campaign. Want to thank our entire production staff. Want to thank you for joining us on this Saturday. I'm Ken Levicka. We'll talk to you next week, and this has been USL League One on ESPN+. Good night, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.